Hey, life's got no shortage of stories, awkward moments, unexpected twists, and those did that really just happen moments. Here on Cat Stories, we've packed a few into every video. My name's Kathleen and let's get into it. And for our next post, Am I the Idiot? Missing food, hide it away. Am I the idiot? I will start with a little backstory. I have been living with a lady and her kids for over 12 years. They let me move in when I needed a place to stay. It's a good situation, and I have grown to care for all of the kids like they are my family. This part pertains to the story, I promise. We even have an agreement on food. I prefer to do my food things separate from her family's food, so I have my own fridge, freezer, and cupboard pantry space. Since she gets WIC and food stamps, it is easier to separate our food. Recently, like a month ago, my roommate let a woman with a baby sleep on the couch. They have known each other since grade school, and my roommate wasn't gonna let a mom with an infant sleep in a car, which I'm totally okay with. Since the lady moved in, I noticed little things missing, and I have been going through coffee, creamer, and sugar at a crazy rate, like a big canister a week. Before, one canister would get me from paycheck to paycheck. This morning I went to make coffee, and the empty container was put back. At this point, irritated, then in getting my other canister I got because I figured I would need it, I notice all my cookies are gone. I buy 6 packs of wafer cookies for myself when I get paid. It's like a reward. 2 chocolate, 2 vanilla, and 2 strawberry. Like, that is what I buy myself for junk food. I'm pissed now. Nobody is home. I pack all my pantry cupboard food up and put it behind locked doors. I went and got a combination fridge freezer lock set and locked all my food up. I'm not rich. I buy what I need to be able to eat till payday. I can't afford to feed others. I'm also not greedy, and if she would have asked, I most likely would have said yes, but when I know I have something that just disappeared, it's bullshit. Now I'm being treated like I'm wrong for securing my food, like I'm accusing her without saying anything. All I did was remove the problem. No temptation, no food stealing. And for our next post, Am I the Idiot for not providing emotional support to my ex? First off, all the disclaimers. Sorry for formatting. I am on my phone, and also English is not my first language, so I apologize for any errors. I 34F broke up with my ex-boyfriend 40M last June, so a little over 7 months ago. There wasn't any big blowout reason. The relationship just didn't work out for me. I put in all the effort while he always provided the bare minimum, and at some point I just didn't feel like taking care of a grown-ass man anymore. It was really hard on him, and he kept texting me for a while. I replied politely but also told him he needs to move on. It was just too little too late. I know I may sound cold-hearted, but I had my reasons to break up with him, and I didn't really want to stay in constant contact or keep being friends. So yesterday I was out with my siblings and he randomly calls me. I have a tendency to people-pleasing, so my sister took my phone, rejected the call, and texted him that I was unavailable due to being out with them. He texted back asking me to call him when I was available because something bad happened. So I finally grew a spine and told him I couldn't provide him emotional support and to please understand. He then texted me that his mother had passed away and he just needed someone to talk to, and how could I be so cold towards him? This is where I might be the idiot, because I still did not want to call him and be his emotional support. I just want to stay out of this, and as sad as I am for him, I don't want to be involved in this. So am I the idiot? And for our next post, Am I the Idiot for taking back a houseplant someone adopted? This one isn't anything serious, just wondering if I'm being unreasonable. So I, 18NB, moved out from my parents' home about 6 months ago for university. But as I only live 20 minutes away, I come back every weekend and still have my own room, etc. A couple years ago I got this potted plant and kept it in my room, but then we got a kitten that kept getting onto my desk and chewing its leaves. I didn't have anywhere out of reach to keep the plant in my room, so I moved it to the kitchen windowsill to live with some plants my mother kept. Sometime after that I moved out, and I didn't take it with me. Didn't really occur to me to, and it had a good home and got watered by my mother along with all of her plants. Fast forward to today, my younger sister 14, if that matters, got into a plant phase a while ago, and has a bunch of them in her room. I went in her room today to ask her something and saw the plant, was going to ask if I could have a clipping from it to grow myself one, and realize, hey, wait a minute, that's mine. She said since I had left it when I moved out I had abandoned it, and that our mother had given her it, so now it was hers. I do feel that, it's my plant and I'd like it back, and I also never said she could have it. But to be fair, I did leave it here and hadn't been taking care of it myself, however, I still do live here part-time and have my own belongings here. It's not like I took everything I actually want and just left some junk plus a plant. I have a fish tank I couldn't bring to, which they also take care of during the week, and everyone accepts the fish tank is mine still. I think neither of them realize it was mine, and I could see why she feels it's hers at this point, but I feel like finders keepers doesn't apply in a house I live in even if it's been months. Am I the idiot for taking back my plant? Who gets custody? Edit. For context, I had told my mother I was putting it there. She offered to water it. I said cool, thanks. Later when I moved out I asked her to water a couple other of my plants while I'm gone. It wasn't I leave this thing for dead and suddenly someone rescues it type of thing. She just forgot that particular plant was mine. Secondly, me and my sister have a great relationship. We didn't argue about the plant. About 3 sentences were exchanged on the topic. Neither of us cared that much. No need for hostility. Third, I gave her it back after writing this, but then a bit later she said she actually didn't want it and put it in my room. I think she was just in a bad mood and not feeling very agreeable. The plant really wasn't important to her in any way. She often will get plants and have them start dying, then give them to me. Again, this post is not that serious, and neither she nor I are bothered by what happened. We're literally currently hanging out. I'm not on Reddit much, so I expected people to be chill or Elmao. And for our next post, am I the idiot for not visiting my in-laws while in town? I'm attending a wedding for my side of the family in a few months with my mom and sibling. The wedding is in another province and we will need to fly there. We will be in town for a total of 3 days. My brother-in-law and his family also live in this town. It's technically his half-brother and we are not super close. Due to the distance, we only see them once every few years. They are lovely people and I do enjoy spending time with them. However, since it's my mom and siblings' first time in this town, I wanted to spend a day sightseeing with them. The other 2 days we will be for travel and the wedding itself. My husband thinks I should make time to see his family, but I don't think there is enough time. Am I the idiot for not carving out time to see my in-laws? And for our next post, am I the idiot for telling my wife I'm not willing to pay for the stray kid that she took? And my wife and I have 2 sons, 7 and 9. She's always wanted a daughter, but we agreed to stop after the 2 kids. The corner store that she frequents had a 14-year-old girl working behind the register from open until she started school, then after school to close. My wife was friendly with her and used to bring her some treats that our nanny baked and would leave the house 1,020 minutes early to visit her before work. Around November my wife learned more about the girl's home situation and decided to take her shopping for essentials and brought her to our house. I agreed to let her stay for a few days, maybe a week or 2, but my wife grew attached and she's been living with us since then. Not only is she still living with us, my wife encouraged her to quit her job and sends her family her share of the rent so she doesn't have to go back. In December I was talking to my wife about her long-term plan for this girl. I suggested that if she was going to stay, maybe we could convert the detached garage into an apartment for her. My wife got angry at the suggestion that we put a little girl in the garage. I tried compromising and suggested that she stay with the nanny. We have a 2-bedroom basement suite for the nanny, but my wife still refused and insisted that she stay in the house with us. I gave in because my wife and sons like her, but I told her I don't plan on paying for any stray kids that she brings into the house. My wife agreed to pay for all of her expenses and I thought that would be it, but now my wife tells anyone that'll listen that I tried to put a 14-year-old girl in the garage and I'm refusing to pay for anything for her because she's not blood. Now I have her family and some of my family on me because I won't pay for the girl or be a dad to her. And for our next post, am I the idiot for hanging out with different people? So this is a recent occurrence, meaning it happened today. I-19M was at what I would consider my main friend group. If you asked me a month ago, I was already pissed off cause one of them stole something from me, but I didn't know who, so I looked at the guy who'd asked to borrow it from me, which what any person would do, I think. Anyway, I decided to forget it and just get drunk. Here comes the kicker. I had been invited to a party by some other people and it was relatively early, so I thought why not? but we're a pretty tight group. It's just us. We don't really go out with other people, so I turned my location off for them. I had one drink at their place and then I went on my merry way. Then I got a text today saying I was an idiot, this that, for leaving them and lying saying I was gonna go home. So I told him that I went for one drink and he shouldn't be so dramatic because he told me us or them. He wouldn't listen and asked me again, so I said, you're not gonna tell me who I can talk to or not? I don't give a fudge whether you like them or not. I can have my own opinion. I mean, they always bully me, destroy my shit or steal my shit, and I was sick and tired of being treated that way and I don't like to fight, so I just left. I just want to know, am I the idiot for leaving them and lying about where I was going? That's all for now. If you enjoyed the stories, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Got a story to share? Drop it in the comments. I'm always up for reading them. Until next time, it's Kat. Goodbye.